Peppa Pig is going through a new phase, and one of the changes is that the Pig family house got renovated. Do you know everything that changed in Peppa's house? Bigger house. The most eye-catching change to Peppa's house is definitely its size, and nobody is going to disagree with that. The home became much bigger, both on the outside and inside, so anyone can notice this change. After all, that was the main reason for the renovation. The Pig family needed to live in a bigger place because of Eevee's birth. With the house becoming bigger, several new rooms also appeared. Some that the Pig family truly needed, and others that were not really that necessary, but they took advantage of the renovation to add them anyway. Seriously, Daddy Pig really went all out while creating every part of this new version of the house, especially considering he was the one who designed the blueprint because of his job as an engineer or architect. And this is only the first of the 12 differences you didn't notice between the new and old Peppa Pig house. You already know, right? Another Cinewave is starting! Separate bedrooms. Ever since the beginning, Peppa and George shared the same bedroom because they were very little kids and didn't need much space. That already caused a few problems, like in the episode where Peppa is playing alone in the bedroom, only for George and Richard to start bothering her by making a mess in there. Now that kind of thing won't happen anymore because Peppa and George got brand new bedrooms. Yes, the house renovation gave each of them their own little space, and the rooms reflect their personalities. Peppa's bedroom is colorful and full of different toys, while George's room obviously follows a dinosaur theme because that's the thing he loves most in the whole world. The funny thing is that even though Peppa had wanted her own bedroom for a long time, she missed George the first time she had to sleep alone, and even went to visit him in his room. There's no denying that these two absolutely adore each other. Eevee's bedroom. Peppa and George had to sleep in the same room for years before getting their own little spaces, but Eevee won't have to go through that. The reason is simple. Eevee was born very recently and already has a bedroom all to herself, and the best part is that it's not just a generic room. Everything inside has something to do with ducks because Eevee's favorite toy is a rubber duck. Besides that, the furniture and objects in general are designed for babies, like the swing, which also has little ducks on it. You can already tell that Eevee is going to grow up in a much more amazing environment than the one her older siblings had while growing up until now. Let's just hope that doesn't make her become too spoiled. Evil twin. Okay, nobody can deny that Peppa's house changed a lot, but did the evil twin leave the house? For those who don't know, there's a theory that Peppa has an evil twin who lives hidden inside her house, and the main reason people believe this is because of an official poster from the show's first season. In the image, Peppa and her family are standing in front of the house, but at the same time, there's another piggy identical to the main character watching them through the house window, and that would supposedly be the evil twin. There are other clues that she really exists, and we've already made several videos about this topic. But now that the house has been completely renovated, did the evil twin end up leaving, or did she just become even more dangerous? After all, with all the new bedrooms inside the house, she has a million different places where she could hide. The worst part is that even though Peppa now has a bedroom all to herself, her bed is still a bunk bed. The bottom part of the bunk bed where George used to sleep has a curtain that can be closed. What if the evil twin is taking advantage of that to sleep underneath Peppa without anyone knowing? If you also want to see the evil twin appear in Peppa's new house, comment down below #house. Original house. Even though the new house looks like it's just the old one after a renovation, some people believe the opposite. Maybe this new house was built completely from scratch on a different hill. That would mean Peppa's original house still exists and could appear again in a future episode. After all, the house is so different that if we weren't talking about a children's cartoon, we would know that no renovation could possibly make changes this drastic. And knowing that, it could completely change what we know about the evil twin. We assumed she would still be with the Pig family in the new house, but what if she stayed behind in the original one? That's a very interesting and creepy thing to think about. On one hand, at least the Pig family would no longer be under surveillance, but the evil twin might be using the original house to plan out how she's going to ruin Peppa's life and everyone else's too. Living room. The living room is the main part of almost every house, so it ended up being one of the rooms that changed the most in Peppa's home. The purple couch was replaced with a blue couch and other furniture in the same color, while the old tube TV was swapped out for a modern flat-screen television. This shows that the world of Peppa Pig follows the technological changes of our world, even if the characters take forever to celebrate birthdays. It's kind of funny to think about how much electronic devices have evolved since the Little Piggies show first premiered back in 2004. A few new little details were added to the living room, like a bookshelf beside the couch and a rug in the middle of everything. New paintings were also added to the walls. And of course, we can't forget that both the walls and the floor changed colors too. Garage. The Pig family has had a car for a very long time, but something curious is that their house only got a garage after the renovation. Yep, they spent years without without a garage, and nobody knows where their car was stored all that time. After all, either the vehicle was parked in the backyard, or it simply didn't exist anywhere at all. Seriously, how did that even work? We honestly don't have an answer for that. At least now we know that, after the renovation, the car started staying inside the garage whenever it's not parked outside. And the garage doesn't just serve as a place to keep the vehicle, because it also stores other objects, like the toys Peppa and George don't play with very often anymore, basically working as a storage room. We bet Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig had wanted to add a garage to this house for years. Bigger car. Speaking of the garage, even the Pig family's car changed. In this case, Peppa's parents bought a new one that shares the same red color as the original car, but it isn't completely identical. The difference is the size. Yes, everything got bigger with the arrival of the new house, and the car was no exception. The new vehicle is also Eevee's fault, since the Pig family needed a car where everyone could fit, and Eevee wouldn't fit along with everybody else inside the old car. Even if she did fit, it would have been extremely uncomfortable for the whole family. But honestly, we're starting to think Eevee is just being used as an excuse by Daddy Pig and Mummy Pig so they can spend money on new things without feeling guilty about it. There's a new video here every day, so subscribe and hit the bell to stay up to date.
Office.
Mummy Pig's office hasn't appeared in many episodes, but it's the place where she sits down to work on the computer. And we're sure when we say that this room received one of the biggest upgrades in the entire house, gaining way more personality. One of the coolest changes is that the Pig family's computer now looks modern instead of outdated. Even the color of the room changed, with the walls becoming blue. And of course, several objects were added, including a bookshelf. It's very different from before, when the office felt much emptier. Even the direction of the computer desk changed. It used to face the opposite direction from the door, while now it sits right beside the doorway. Entrance. Anyone entering this house can already notice the changes right from the entrance. It still has the same layout as before, with the staircase staying in the same place, but now the area is much better decorated. The coat rack already existed, but now there are two of them, and a neat little boot rack was also added, while the coat rack itself was upgraded and now even holds one of Eevee's tiny jackets. The frame decoration we used to see on the wall was a picture of a plate of food, but that was moved higher up, and in its old spot there's now a picture of the Pig family, which fits perfectly with the idea that they're even closer than before because of Eevee. Speaking of her, a safety gate was added to the staircase to stop Eevee from trying to play on the steps and getting hurt. Kitchen. It's impossible to count on your fingers how many Peppa Pig episodes start with Peppa and her family in the kitchen, but it's easy to tell which episodes belong to the show's older era and which are more recent, since the new kitchen looks different. It still resembles the original kitchen, but with a few additions. Besides being bigger, the new kitchen has more furniture and kitchen items spread around the room. Overall, the biggest difference is that we can now see way more details in the newer version, and all you have to do is place the two kitchens side by side to notice it. It feels like Peppa Pig is investing in more visually detailed and prettier looking environments to appeal to newer generations, which makes sense because today's generation is much more visual than older ones. Opening. Not even the show's opening sequence escaped changing after the arrival of the new house. The opening isn't technically part of the house itself, but it's worth mentioning here because it's been part of the series since the very beginning, just like the Pig family's old home. Even though it's similar to the original opening, the new one takes place in front of the renovated house, but the main change is that Eevee is introduced alongside the rest of Peppa's family. Will another opening sequence appear in Peppa Pig, or will this second opening be the last one? The original intro lasted for more than 20 years and only received small changes for special episodes, only changing permanently once the cartoon entered a new phase that began with Eevee's birth. With that in mind, it's fair to believe that a third permanent opening sequence will only replace the current one when another huge change happens in the series, like the birth of another baby, or even better, Peppa getting older and becoming a teenager. We've left 2 videos on your screen so you can choose and keep having fun with us. See you in the next video!